Hey guys, I'm going to show you something real quick that's really cheap, easy, do it yourself, and comes really in handy. That is a breeder mop. You hang these or let them float or even put them on the ground like this. Well, however you do it in your tank, and usually fish go in and they swim through it and they lay their eggs on it. But most people, I don't know if most people, but I've never actually heard anybody talk about what it can do in another capacity. I like to use them in my tanks that are sparse and they don't have a lot of plants because, as you know, budget, you don't really have a lot of money to spend on things like an extensive amount of plants, even though you want a heavily planted tank. So, or even fake plants. Fake plants, especially the nice ones, are outrageous. So you buy a couple of plants and you plant them and then you wait for them to grow so that way you can propagate them, cut them down, trim them, and replant such and such to get more more cover and stuff and more heavily planted tank. Now, the only problem with this is in the meantime, your fish don't have cover. They don't have anything to hide on it and it can make them anxious and make them fight a little bit. So you don't want that. So that's where you utilize these. They're amazing. And then you just, when you're making them, you can put a piece of cork here or styrofoam or something else that swims, that's aquarium safe, of course, or swims, floats. My apologies. And or you can do, I do this sometimes, I put them on a suction cup and stick them to the side of the glass or wherever, whichever area you want to put some cover in. Or you can, like I said, drop them on the bottom of the tank for them to swim in and out through here, and they like that as long it works for them if you've got fish on the bottom. And I've got this in most of my tanks, like my grow out tanks and some of my more bare tanks. I've got it in there and it works really great. They really love it. So they're really easy to make too. I'm going to show you how to do that now. You're going to want some sort of book, something, and you're going to want the width of the book to, that's going to correspond with whatever length you want. Now, if you want them real long, you can do the length of the book, but I do the width because it's shorter and I don't really need super long ones. The width of your book that you wrap it around is going to determine how long your mop is. Like this one, the length is only going to be about this big, which can work in some smaller tanks, but I like mine to be a little bit longer, so I'm using this little binder, sorry. Yes, it has unicorns, woo! Anyway, so it's not really difficult to do. First thing you're going to want is a skein of yarn, and you want it to be 100% acrylic because if you get anything that's not acrylic and not synthetic, it's going to break down and dissolve in your water. I don't really think it'll hurt your parameters or anything, but it's going to look nasty and it's going to dissolve, so you'll have to make another one. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a piece of the end of the string, and you're going to want to make it approximately around the length of your book, the top of your book. You can do it however big you want to. The thing is, it's got to be big enough to tie and wrap at the end. So you want it to be at least that long. I always do a little bit over because my knotting isn't that great. So I do a little bit over. And you're going to want scissors for this, because I tried to do this with a knife, with a carpet knife or utility knife, whatever you want to call it. Did not work at all. Like, it ended up a big bundle of mess because I tried to cut it and it just dragged the yarn around. So you want it to look nice and neat like this. So anyway, you're going to take and you're going to cut a length of yarn. Figures, now it's tangling up on me. Length of yarn. Cut that piece. Oh great, these scissors aren't even sharp. Take some tape. I'm just using painter's tape because I had it left over from resealing. Tape each end. Now you want to get it as close to the top of the book or whatever it is you're using as you can, because you're gonna, at the end, you're gonna have it up in the middle of your. Well, I'll just show you, but you want it close to the top of your book. You want to tape that up there. A piece of tape on each end, making it tight. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a rubber band tight, just tight enough where it's not wrinkled up and gets caught in the So this is what's going to look like. Can you see? Can you see? Okay. Then you're going to take the end of your string again, of your yarn on the skein, and you're going to take it to the opposite side of your string you tape up here on the bottom, because this is the top, this is the bottom, obviously. So you're going to take that at the bottom, in the middle. You want it in the middle, as close to the middle as you can. Tape it, tape it, tape it. Here we go. You can, it's like I said, whatever the width of the book is going to be the length of your mop, and it doesn't matter if a little bit's hanging off. It doesn't have to be perfectly even. These fish are not interior decorators. They don't really care how long the mop is. They don't care if it's raggedy. They don't care, as long as it works. Okay, and then you're going to take the string up and over the book, and around. Yep, and around. Like this. It's going to end up looking like this. And you're going to do this over and over. It's a bit tedious, but you can do it quickly. You're going to do it over and over until you get it the volume that you want of strands. So I'm going to finish this, and I will be right back. Hey, I'm not done yet. I just wanted to show you something real quick. I have managed to tangle my yarn somehow, and there's a knot right here. I'm going to attempt to get it out if I can, but if you can't get it out, it's okay to just cut it off, because these ends you're going to be cutting anyway. The ends are going to be loose, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You just cut it where it's at, tape the loose ends down at the bottom again, and then start over. It's not a big deal, so don't freak out if your yarn gets tangled like I just did. I was like, oh, I just tangled my yarn. So yeah, we're gonna, oh, whoa, I think I'm getting it untangled. Whoa, I did it. Yay, applause. All right, be right back. Okay, I have finished doing wrapping as much as I'm going to. It could be thicker if you wanted it, but honestly I think this is thick enough, because you got both sides here. You got the back and the front, and when you put them together, they're pretty thick. So, and what you're going to do is, when you get to the end right here, you're going to cut the end off. And don't worry about whether, like I said, whether it's longer or not. Django, you're in the shot, dude. That's just not cool. Stealing my limelight is not cool. Anyway, you're going to cut the bottom like that. No biggie. And then here's where the top string comes in handy. You're going to take these two pieces of tape off. Well, yeah, you're going to take these two pieces of tape off. Try not to be as violent as I am. Violence is never the answer. And then you're going to take and you're going to slide this string as close to the top or on the top of the spine as you can, so it's right dead center of your bundle of yarn. Then you are going to very tightly tie that up into a double knot. Obviously, get it as tight as you can, because that will come in handy in a minute. Now, not everybody does this little part that I do, but I find it makes it easier and keeps the mop together better. Anyway, so you've got it knotted in there. You're going to go to the bottom, get your scissors, slide this through the bottom or through the side, wherever you want to. Now make sure your scissors are sharp, because I've got a feeling this is going to make me want to cuss. So, because these scissors are not sharp. Anyway, you're going to cut straight across the bottom. Again, it doesn't matter if they're uneven or not. Oh, it's working. Doesn't matter if it's uneven or not. You just cut across the bottom. This would be easier if they were sharper though. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Then you're going to remove this tape to let go of that bottom. Kate, I hope you enjoy seeing the struggles, because I've got plenty of them. Anyway, take the tape off, and now you got this. Looks like ponytails or a mustache or something. Huh. So you take the top, and be careful not to lose your strings, because it's a pain in the butt to find them again. There you go, your two strings on top. You're going to bundle this top together like this. Take your string and hold on to the top so it doesn't go anywhere. You're going to wrap it around to make a little bundle on top. Right, each one, you can wrap one side or wrap them both. I usually wrap them both to make them even. Wrap, wrap around the top. So you've got this little bundle like this. And then of course you are going to, oh, I've lost the strings again. This is lovely. This turned out exactly the way I wanted, guys. I'm not messing up at all. Not at all. I'm purposely doing this. Promise. You know. Okay. Alright, I got the two things, two ends. And this is difficult to do on camera. And then you just tie it in a knot around there after you wrap it pretty good. And you got a little bundle to want. Double knot again. And it's not important to cut the ends off because you can just dangle them in the, dangle them with the mop. Like I said, in here, whenever, before you bundle it over, whenever you go to, I should have showed you this before. When you go to this two sides, when you go to bundle them and wrap, before you do that, put whatever you want to float right under here, and then it'll be inside this whenever you finish wrapping it. So, and just like that, you've got a breeder mop. Look at that. You make a couple of them and put them around your tank, and it really comes in handy. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Well, anyway, I hope it was informative and helpful. And I'm going to go make a few more of these because I've got a couple of tanks with fry in them and juveniles in them that really need a place to hide. So don't forget to roll your feet. Ah! Wow, that worked out real well. Don't forget to roll your sleeves up. One of these days I'll get it right. Anyway, peace out, guys. Enjoy your day.